If productivity hacks actually worked, you wouldn't feel this busy and still behind. The problem isn't that you're not trying hard enough, it's that most advice makes you busy but not effective. I'm Simon Mucha, I run a few businesses, and after reading hundreds of books and testing what actually works, I've narrowed down productivity to 5 principles that actually create momentum. 1. Do less. Most of us grew up hearing that doing more will make us more successful, but that's one of the biggest lies in productivity. Doing more doesn't make you more successful. What it does is it makes you more scattered. What usually happens is this: you stay busy for 12 to 18 hours a day, go to bed exhausted, and somehow you're still behind. And it's not because you didn't work hard, it's because you worked on things that didn't actually matter. See, high performers don't do more, they do less, and they do it better. Your brain has limited attention, limited energy, and limited decision-making capacity. Every extra commitment taxes all three, and every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you're quietly stealing time and focus from the things that would actually move your life forward. Here's one simple rule that works. Limit your daily to-do list to 5 things. Not 10, not 15, 5. And once you've written down those 5 things, circle 1. That's your most important task of the day, the thing that actually moves the needle. It could be meditating for 20 minutes, reading 10 pages, training first thing in the morning, or not checking your phone for the first hour of the day. Whatever it is, do that first, because life happens. See, your day starts well, then something throws you off. But if your most important task is already done, the day is already a win. Another thing that works incredibly well is a not to-do list. There are things that are quietly killing your productivity every day, like checking your phone in the first 30 minutes of the morning, leaving notifications on so you're constantly reacting, getting sucked into social media rabbit holes. Write these down, put them somewhere you'll see them so you're aware of what's stealing your time. For me, I do this in my journal. That's where I walk through the problems and keep myself honest. There's a famous story about Warren Buffett that explains this perfectly. He once asked the pilot to write down 25 things he wanted to achieve in life. Then Buffett said, circle the top 5. After that, he gave one brutal rule. Everything outside of the top 5, numbers 6 to 25, should be avoided at all cost. Not worked on later, not revisited when you have time, avoided. Because even those things look important, they distract you from becoming great at everything else. Most of the time, what feels counterintuitive is exactly what works. If you want to get more done, stop trying to do more, do less. 2. Kill friction. Now that you know what actually matters, the next step is simple. Get rid of everything that gets in the way. See, most people don't ruin their days with some massive disaster. What actually happens is far more subtle. Their day slowly gets pulled apart by hundreds of tiny distractions. It could be notifications, it could be emails, it could be small admin tasks. Each one feels harmless, but stacked together, they create friction. And that friction is small enough that you barely notice it, but big enough by the end of the day, by the end of the week, you're still standing in the same place. So if you want to get more done, you don't need more discipline, you need less friction. If something comes to mind that it takes 2 to 3 minutes, just do it immediately. I call this a one-touch rule. If it takes under 3 minutes, do it, out of sight, out of mind. Next, it's important to batch similar tasks. If you need to send emails, make calls, do interviews, it's important to batch them. Do all those things together. Now here's another big one. Kill unnecessary decisions. What to wear, what to eat, what app to open, when to reply. Because all of that burns energy and you only have so much of it per day. That's why people like Barack Obama just rotated a couple of suits. That's why Steve Jobs wore a turtleneck almost every day, and why people like Mark Zuckerberg practically lived in a grey t-shirt. The point isn't fashion, the point is freeing up mental bandwidth for decisions that actually move the needle. 2 more important things that actually matter a lot. First, stop multitasking. It's been proven over and over again that it doesn't work. You're not doing multiple things well, you're doing everything poorly. Second, control your phone. Every time you unlock it, your thumb goes straight to notifications, messages, or social media. And just like that, you've lost 10 or 20 minutes. And what's even worse, then you have to burn energy just to refocus, and that's friction. Kill the noise, remove the distractions, lower the friction, and suddenly progress feels lighter. Not because you're working harder, but because you stopped fighting yourself. 3. Work when you're dangerous. Everyone has a window during the day when the brain works best. See, thinking is clear, decisions feel easier, progress happens faster. And that window is your danger zone. For most people, it's early in the day. For some, it's in the afternoon. For others, especially parents, it might be late at night once everything goes quiet. During this time, it's where you do the work that actually moves the needle. Not the admin, not the busy work, not the easy wins. The hard thing, the thing that you keep avoiding, the task that creates progress but also creates resistance. That might be starting the workout, writing for an hour, working on the business plan, having the conversations you've been delaying. Do that first. And there's actually science behind this. When you tackle the hardest task early, 2 things happen. You make progress real. Your confidence goes up, which makes the rest of the day easier. So once you identify your danger zone, put a box around it. Give it a start time, give it a stop time. For example, it could be 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. or it could be 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. No interruptions during that window, no drifting, no bouncing between tasks, no checking your phone quickly, just focused work. 4. Start small and let momentum take over. Most people think they need motivation in order to get started, but let's be honest, you don't. You just need to start small. Procrastination isn't you being lazy, it's your brain looking at something and going, this feels too big, I'm not doing that today. So instead of fighting that, we work with it, and the solution is simple. We gotta shrink the task. We're looking for what is the minimum viable action. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but it's worth repeating. It's the smallest possible thing you can do right now without your brain going and looking for excuses to put off the task. You do one tiny thing, it creates a bit of progress, that progress gives you small dopamine hit, and that dopamine gives you more energy, and suddenly the next thing feels easier. And that's how momentum is built. Action, progress, dopamine, more action. Most people are looking for the big hacks, but the boring stuff actually works. Break big tasks into small, stupidly clear steps. Not, I'm gonna work on the business today, replace it with open PayPal, invoice to clients, update a sales process. Here's another thing most productivity people leave out. Momentum is way easier to build when you actually care. When you care about something, you tolerate setbacks better, you deal with challenges easier, you stay in flow longer. Now don't get me wrong, you don't need to love every second. Life has challenges, but challenges create growth. But you do need to believe in the thing you're working on is worth your time. 2 people can do the exact same task, one understands why it matters, and the other's just doing it to get it done. The one who cares will always do it better. 5. Learn to take breaks. Because if you don't, momentum dies. This might come as a shock, but your brain isn't designed to work non-stop. Your brain is built for cycles. Work hard, recover, then repeat. The best athletes don't train 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They train hard, and then they stop. They lift, they sprint, they practice, then they recover. Because recovery is where the growth actually happens. See, muscles grow, the nervous system resets, performance improves the next time round. See, training without recovery doesn't make you stronger, it gets you injured. And the same is with work. Hustling harder doesn't mean working fast or doing more. You don't win by being at your desk the longest, you win by doing the best work before you fry your brain. When you feel yourself pushing forward just a bit more, that's usually the moment you should stop. And it doesn't mean scrolling your phone for 10 minutes, that's not a break, that's just switching stimulation. The best breaks involve movement, being outside, or disconnecting from the task completely. And one thing I do personally is I normally set a timer for roughly on the hour. And when it goes off, I leave my phone in the office and I go for a short walk around the block. I get some fresh air, I have no input, and when I come back, I'm sharper and I'm more focused and I'm ready to go again. And I'm going to include sleep here as well. I know some of you would happily trade an extra hour of sleep for more work, but that's a terrible deal. If you don't sleep properly, focus drops, emotions get unstable, and motivation disappears. And then you think you've got a productivity problem, when really you just need rest. See, recovery isn't quitting, it's how you increase output and quality over time. So if you want momentum that actually lasts, work hard, take strategic breaks, and come back stronger. Quick recap, do less, kill friction, work when you're dangerous, start small, and take breaks on purpose. And that's how real productivity works. Once momentum is built, it carries you forward. And if you want to start 2026 strong, watch this video next.